Hello, this is Aryan, and today we're going to be learning about taking the derivative of the inverse hyperbolic sine function. So, the inverse hyperbolic sine function is, in short terms, arc sine hx. So, this is the inverse, so that means that whatever input you'll have for the normal sine hx, that gives you y or anything like that. If you use sine h to the -1, or we use the term arc sine h, which means this sine function in a hyperbolic manner and the inverse of it. If I take the y, so the output, I will get the input. So it's the inverse because it gives me the input whenever I receive the output of a function. So let's continue. You can screenshot this if you like. This is just some information that I've provided for you. I've gotten this from an external source known from Udemy, and I make sure to update my resources. So now let's go to taking the derivative. In taking the derivative, first we're going to look at the inverse function theorem. The inverse function theorem is one way of doing it, but you also have to know that there's multiple ways. Arc sine h has the natural logarithm of x plus the square root of x2 plus 1. But there's also other ways of using it. You would have to involve e, I, pi, a lot of ways. But I found a way where I could get to the same answer, but in a better sort of way. It's less complicated and it's more thorough. So let's just get this and try to understand it. I could write arc sine hx, or I could write sine hy. It truly does not matter. You really just have to look and observe. So I have my original theorem. The derivative of f of x is equal to 1 over the derivative of, well, the actual inverse of the function f of x. So let me explain that. This is sine h -1, or arc sine of x. That is going to be equal to 1 over sine h of x of that derivative. Now here is the part that you have to remember. The derivative of sine hx is actually cosine hyperbolic x. And then we can learn that there's a way of writing this. Now, you might have learned the hyperbolic trigonometric identity, which was, I might be a little not that good in this, plus, oh no, it's minus sine h squared x is equal to 1. This hyperbolic is the same like the normal trig function, it's just a little bit harder to learn. I can move this one here, and then I get cosine squared x is equal to 1 plus sine squared x. And then I could take the derivative of that, and then I could get my answer, which is the square root of 1 plus sine squared x. And then I replace that, and then with my x value, I get the original function, I envelop it in this, arc sine hx. Sine h and arc sine are inverse, so when I multiply they become 1. The squared does not matter. The squared is only on the input, not on the function itself when it's a trig function. They cancel out, and it's just x squared plus 1. That is it. This is my class. Slow down if you need it, and thank you. Hey, just play, man, I had to switch it up. Yeah, might lose a
You ask me if I give a fuck.